All right, we welcome you back to our broadcast. The umpires have decided that while the rain was slowing down about a minute and a half ago, it's picked back up again, but we're going back to action anyway. It is Florida against Vivian, Louisiana. Florida with a 3-1 lead. They are batting right now, and that is Ty Cleveland at the plate. On second base is Kaysen Jackson, and on the mound, Bentley Austin for Vivian. We'll reset everybody here in a minute as the pitch comes in low. And that's ball one. Defensively, last look we had, Wesley Jones is at first, Trey Breckenridge at second, Nick Driscoll's at short, Beckham Barr at third, Whit Paul is in left, Trip Parker in center, and Bowen Patrick is out in right field. Behind the plate, Will Driscoll and Bentley Austin on the hill now with a 2-0 count on Ty Cleveland, who was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first. Florida's gotten all their 3 runs so far in the first inning. Pitch a little bit high in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Runner at second, nobody out, bottom of the third inning. Florida is the home team in this game, even though Vivian is the host team in this tournament. Ground ball foul, wide of third base. Now somebody's going to have to chase down a wet baseball. Here at the Tinsley Sports Park, it's turf field on the infield, and you get about 5 or 6 feet past the infield brown, and then it's natural grass out there. So you can kind of see a little bit of a bump. If you're looking at it from the camera, behind home plate, you can see a bump going out toward the outfield. So this turf will stay a little slick, but it'll stay dry for the most part. It won't pool up and flood. Outfield grass may get a little soggy. This ball popped up. It's in shallow left. And center fielder running over, going to try to make the play. Called for it, couldn't make the catch, and runners are going to be on first and third on the error by the center fielder. So a long run over there, and it's probably a ball you want the left fielder to have. He didn't have to go hardly anywhere for it. He just had to stay in his spot, but got called off by the center fielder, and that's the center fielder's play to make. He gets the decision about any ball he can get to, typically is his. He had the long run, though. And left fielder Whit Paul really didn't have any run. So runners are at the corners now, and here's the number 3 hitter, Hayden Lee. He started the game as pitcher. Lee doubled back in the first inning. First pitch to him, strike one. That one misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And for Bentley Austin, he just threw his 40th pitch. And that's maybe going to be the last one he's about to throw. Yep, they're going to let him go all the way to 40, and then they're going to make a pitching change as Nick Driscoll's about to come to the mound and take over the pitching duty so that we can see Bentley Austin again tomorrow if needed. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back as Driscoll's warming up. We'll get you ready for the second pitcher of the game for Vivian here on Game Day. All right, Nick Driscoll's finishing his warm-up. So Bentley Austin ended up going 2 innings through 40 pitches. Didn't have any strikeouts, but he walked 2, gave up 3 hits. The 3 runs that were already on the board are his, and now the 2 base runners at first and third belong to him. Driscoll's going to have to get his arm loose with a wet baseball, so rain keeps coming down. I don't know if this is good news or bad news if you're a baseball mom. You can probably not have to wash a uniform. It's getting washed out there. You just got to figure out a way to dry it. Saves you a step. All right, in will step now. Hayden Lee back at the plate. He's got a 1-ball, 1-strike count that Nick Driscoll inherits from Bentley Austin. We're back at it. First pitch, a little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Oh, third base umpires changing the mind on that. Said, yes, he did go around. So instead of 2-1, it's 1-2. That pitch is not going to be questioned as it's up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. By the way, on that last pitch, Ty Cleveland advanced down to second. So runners are at second and third now for Florida. Ground ball foul. The count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. This Florida team put up 18 yesterday in the pool play game against North Carolina. They are struggling to get offensively going here against Vivian, though. Pitch misses wide, 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck hitter is Jackson Hancock. Lee had his 2-run double in the first inning, and that pitch is up high for ball 4. And now the bases are loaded for Florida. Jackson Hancock stepping up. Hancock walked in the first. And he looks at ball 1, high and outside. Temperature staying cool outside, still about 71 degrees. Will be about 25 degrees warmer on Monday or Tuesday. Pitch up top, 2-0. Nobody out still in this bottom of the third inning for Florida. Unlike yesterday where the games were timed out at an hour and a half, you get 6 innings here. We're in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch from Driscoll, misses wide. Ball bounces quickly back off the wall behind the catcher, and so the Florida runners can't advance. And the count's simply 3 balls and no strikes. Avon Park, Florida, about 9,600 people live in there. There's a pitch that comes in for strike 1. One of the larger of the communities here in Division II. 3 balls and 1 strike. That's ball 4, and it'll be a run crossing the plate in the person of Kason Jackson, who trots in to make it a 4-1 lead. Run batted in for Jackson Hancock on the second straight walk. Handed out by Nick Driscoll. And the base runner at third now is the last one that belongs to Bentley Austin. Up to the plate comes McCoy Pollitt. First pitch to him outside for ball 1. Pollitt said his favorite baseball team happens to be the Los Angeles Dodgers, and Trey Turner's his guy. All right, 1 ball, no strike. Pollard grounded out to the pitcher back in the first. This one a big chopper toward third. Third baseman trying to find it and does get to the bag before the runner coming in. And it's an unhappy Ty Cleveland. Thought he got there. Excuse me, not Cleveland, but Hayden Lee thought he got there in time. Cleveland had come in to score from third base. And the umpire on the field said he did not. So Cleveland comes in to score. Lee is forced out at third base. Pollitt's on base with a fielder's choice, and Jackson Hancock goes to second base. So 4-1 Florida now as Colton Elder comes in. First pitch and second, both balls. Elder, a Boston Red Sox fan, likes Chris Sale. Whoa, and he got hit in the ribs. That's the second hit batter of the game for Vivian pitchers. And bases are loaded with Florida runners again. One out in this inning. As Clay Germain comes up. Germain, in his first at-bat, hit a line drive back to the mound that then pitcher Bentley Austin had in his glove, kind of juggled it, and made the catch to end that inning. It looks like we're going to have another pitching change. That may be all she wrote for Nick Driscoll. First baseman Wesley Jones getting a chance. So 3 pitchers in this inning for Vivian, Louisiana. Jones going to move from first base to come onto the mound. And he inherits, well, runners all over the place. Bases are loaded. 1 out. Florida up to a 5-1 lead. All of the runners now that belong to Bentley Austin have come in. The runners on base at the moment, those would be credited to Nick Driscoll if they score. Jones finishing up his warm-ups. He's about to face Clay Germain, who, as we said, lined out to the pitcher his last time up. We were talking about uniforms when we asked Clay about who he wants to give a shout-out to. He said, my mom, because she scrubs all my uniforms. Well, there you go. So if his uniform looks extra white, extra clean, you talk to his mom about that. All right, last toss coming for Wesley Jones, right-hander. He's about to go to work here. Florida with a 5-1 lead, 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And again, good luck trying to keep baseballs dry right now. First pitch from Jones, a little bit high, and that's ball 1. Driscoll didn't go anywhere near the 40 pitch mark, so he's still good to throw tomorrow. Good pitch. Ground ball toward first. Backhanded by the first baseman. Race to the bag as he wins it, but a run comes in to score to make it 6-1 as Hancock came in from third base. And there's 2 outs now for Florida. Jermaine picking up an RBI on the ground out. And here's Cohen Carter up. Carter fouled out his first time up. Excuse me, he actually walked and was forced out. I'm reading my writing wrong. He got forced out at second base. First pitch up high, ball 1. 3 runs across for Florida here in the 3rd with a little rain delay in the middle of this inning. Pitch high, ball 2. Runners are at second and third for Florida. Colton Elder at second base. McCoy Pollitt at first. Or excuse me, at third. And Cohen Carter up there. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cohen, not a video guy. We asked him about video games. He said no. There's a good pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Catching the outside part of the plate is Wesley Jones. A strike away from getting Vivian out of this inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swung and fouled back, and we'll do it again. And there goes the umbrella. Well, if their home plate camera survives this, we'll see. It's about to get soaked. Here's the 2-2. We'll try it again. This one fouled out of play again. We'll do one more. Cohen Carter. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's the problem with it raining. We prop our umbrella against that screen, and if a ball fouls back and hits that screen, it disrupts that umbrella. Pitch bouncing in, so it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jones ready. Here's the pitch. Another one fouled. Cohen Carter hanging around in here. Starts swinging the bat with 2 strikes, and he's fouled off the last 3 that have been in the zone from Jones. And the pitch, nope, wide, ball 4. Bases are going to be loaded. Yep. Kyler Doughty coming up now. He lined out to the shortstop his first time up. He's got bases loaded here in the 3rd inning. This is the 9th batter to come to the plate for Florida. First pitch swinging, fouls it out of play, strike 1. We were supposed to start this game at 10. We had about an hour plus delay before we got started. In the middle of this game, we've had another delay. So we're at about 12:20 now. And what was hoping to be in the middle of game number 2, not happening. Ground ball. This is toward third. Glove by the third baseman, having to make the long throw, not in time. And a run comes in to score as Pollitt scores from third base. And Florida picks up another run to make it 7-1. Bases stay loaded. Elder to third. Carter to second. And Doughty goes to first. Infield single for Kyler Doughty. Pitch on the way to Griffin Troy. And that's wide for ball 1. Florida's picked up 4 runs in this inning already. And this ball hit one hopper to the second baseman through the wickets. 1 run scores. Second one coming around. Florida with a 9-1 lead.
Number 8, Carter Knight.
And a couple of runs driven in by Griffin Troy. Elder scored from third, and Cohen Carter came in to score from second base. Everybody started running off the field for a second. I don't know what that was. I looked down and half the field's emptying out. All right, runners at first and second for Florida. Carter Knight coming up. Knight fouled out. Actually, it grounded out. And his first pitch, he's going to hit one to left field. Over the head of the left fielder to the wall it goes. 1 run scores. Second one being waved around. There's maybe a play at the plate. They're going to decide now to throw behind him. And diving in head first to score is Doughty to make it an 11-1 game. Double off the bat of the number 11 hitter, Carter Knight, who drives in 2 more runs. And so Florida has batted all the way around here in the 3rd inning. Kaysen Jackson coming back to the plate with an 11-1 lead and a runner at second. Pitch high for ball 1. Jackson has singled and doubled and scored twice. This was 3-1 we started this inning, and it has been an 8-run inning so far. Ground ball past Jones. Shortstop's got it. Throw away high. Another run's going to come in. Is it? Oh, he got the ball, but he didn't get the out. His first baseman, Bentley Austin, had to get up in the air to make the catch. Couldn't get his foot down in time, and so Kason Jackson is safe at first base. The runner would come in behind him, and Carter Knight stopped at third. And off goes the runner. Ball hit to right field and caught out in right by Patrick, and finally out number 3 is recorded. But Florida bats around. They send 13 to the plate in the inning. They pick up 8 runs to make it an 11-1 lead. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the top of the 4th when we return here on Game Day. All right, we welcome you back. Top of the 4th inning. Chuck Zach along with you, coming at you from field number 9 here at the Tinsley Sports Complex, Bossier City, Louisiana. Maybe last little remnant of the rain cloud starting to move, hopefully, out of the way. That last half inning, 8 runs for Florida. They got that on 3 hits. There were 3 errors, 2 men left on base, and a couple of walks in that inning as well. So, relief pitcher Kason Jackson handed a 10-run lead to work with as we start the top of the 4th inning. Beckham Barr will come to the plate first for Vivian. It'll be Barr, Whit Paul, and Trey Breckenridge. 6, 7, and 8 hitters. So Vivian, Louisiana got a little work to do. Get back in this thing now. Need base runners. They left the bases loaded in the 2nd inning. They had 2 guys on with nobody out in the 3rd inning and kind of ran themselves out of that inning. And the first pitch a bit high. And that is ball 1 to Beckham Barr. Barr was hit by a pitch his first time up. Ball fouled off, and it's a ball and a strike. Beckham says, I want to be a marine biologist. I hope that's not the George Costanza kind of marine biologist, for you Seinfeld folks. 1-1, whoa, behind him and over the top. 2 balls and 1 strike. He asked all these guys their favorite food. Beckham said fried fish. I would take fried fish right now. Well, if it rains much more, we may have fresh fish swimming by. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Beckham Barr. And the pitch inside, ball 3. Kind of crossed up his catcher there. Ty Cleveland had set up outside. And actually, I think Pollitt's now catching. He is. He was setting up outside. Pitch came inside. They go back there again, and that's strike 3 looking. And Barr thought he was about to get a free pass down to first base. Instead, he gets a free pass back to the dugout as he strikes out looking for out number 1. Keep an eye on the pitch number here for Jackson. Again, you don't want to go over the 40 if you can help it. or you can't pitch tomorrow. Whit Paul, who was hit by a pitch in the second, about to step up with one away. Base is empty. 11-1 Florida with the lead over Vivian. Coming up next on this field, we will have the matchup between South Carolina and Virginia. What was supposed to start at noon, we're probably looking at, I would guess, no earlier than maybe 1:30 to start that game. Which, of course, means our scheduled 2 o'clock game is probably going to be closer to 4 o'clock. Well, I think we are going to have ourselves a pitching change. Looks like Clay Germain's about to take the mound after 28 pitches from Kaysen Jackson, pitcher number 3 for Florida coming up. Number 11, Clay Germain. Line on Kaysen Jackson. He came in relief in the second inning, did not give up any runs. He struck out 3, walked 2, and gave up just 1 hit. And he's held the line here. Came in with the bases loaded in the second inning. Struck out the 2 batters he faced in that inning. All right, Germain's ready. And in steps Whit Paul. First pitch, a swinging foul. And that's strike number 1. Uh-oh, and the umbrella is about to bail on us again. Favorite food for Mr. Whit Paul? Crawfish. He's a crawfish guy. No balls, 1 strike. That would be ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, way behind the batter. Again, anytime a ball hits the ground, you know it's coming back to the pitcher wet. That's why they keep throwing these balls away, trying to get a new dry one in from whoever's drying off the baseballs. This one hit in the air. Foul territory, wide of third base, but right there is Florida's third baseman to make the catch. And that's out number 2. And that will get us to Trey Breckenridge. Breckenridge struck out to end the second inning. Takes a swing at the first pitch and fouled that one for strike number 1. And while baseball is Trey's sport, he likes him some Steph Curry. Steph and the guys are about to open up their Olympic basketball quest for a gold medal this week. Almost lost a game this past week to South Sudan. That was a bit of a shocker. In fact, LeBron, I think, is going to be the flag bearer for the U.S. for the men. Another one fouled out of play. And the count's no balls and 2 strikes. I'm hesitating because our umbrella fell again right in front of the scoreboard. Ground ball, foul, third base side. Stays no balls and 2 strikes. So it's no balls and 2 strikes to Trey Breckenridge from Vivian. Clay Germain ready. Pitch, breaking ball, a good one, and that will end the inning. As Breckenridge goes down on strikes, No runs, no hits, no errors for Vivian in the fourth. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. 11-1 our score here on Game Day.